Hello, and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News. Today I want to tell you about why HR4953 might not be all that bad, even though it would add all semi-autos with detachable magazines to the NFA. But before we get started, I want to introduce you to the luxurious comfort and style inherent in every TNVC purchase. Discriminating connoisseurs like yourself deserve nothing but the finest in low light viewing devices. Now you have a friend in the night vision business. So stop by and see what TNVC.com can do for you. If you like seeing stuff more than not seeing stuff, take a look at our sponsor, TNVC.com, your source for quality night vision gear to make you the bump in the night. You folks have probably been hearing a lot about HR4953 over the past couple of weeks, and it sounds absolutely horrifying, don't get me wrong, but I'm here to tell you it's actually not all that bad.
What?
First, let's talk about what it would do if it was passed. It's uncharacteristically simple compared to most legislation. Basically, it adds all fully semi-automagical rifles and shotguns with detachable magazines to the NFA registry as if they were silencers, machine guns, or sawed-off shotguns. If you already own a 1022 or any other semi-auto rifle or shotgun and it can accept a detachable magazine, you'll have 4 months to pay the $200 tax and get it registered. Which is kind of funny because current wait times on Form 4 transfers are probably going to exceed that with the current caseload. Now, even though compliance rates will probably be lower than Wayne LaPierre's ethical standards, it does stand to reason that at least some people will choose to comply. So, obviously, processing times would have to increase. And that means people simply could not possibly comply with this law. Hell, even if they attempted to register their guns prior to the law's passage, the ATF would not be able to register them because semi-autos are not currently subject to the NFA. But there could be a loophole for anyone who's into those weirdo compliance builds. The bill defines semi-automatic as a gun which requires a separate pull of the trigger to fire each cartridge. Now that wording is interesting because there's this device which was originally conceived to help disabled people be able to shoot, but it turns out it also helps people shoot better. And if this law passed, thumb triggers like this would seem to be immune to it. I mean, like I said, if you were into building guns that are still fun to shoot and reasonably useful while complying with the law. The AFT just absolutely hates it when you get around the law by following the law. Of course, HR4953 ain't gonna get anywhere, but that's only because we're going to stop it in committee. So call the House Committee on Ways and Means at 202-225-3625 and ask to leave a message for Richard Neal or Kevin Brady. Tell them to... Hold up. Are we really going to stand here and pretend the name of the guy running the House Ways and Means Committee isn't Dick Neal? I can't. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Hang on. So anyway, call 202-225-3625 and tell Dick Neal and Kevin Brady to stop this bill in committee or you will vote against them in their next primary. Tell them this bill is extremist nonsense. It's impossible to comply with, and it covers at least one gun owned by almost everyone who owns any gun at all, irrespective of party or ideology. But I promised to tell you why it might not actually be all that bad anyway. In the unlikely event this bill actually passed into law, I think it would be an absolute bloodbath in court. Now, I'm not a lawyer or anything because I don't even know what puppy meat tastes like, but this would obviously run afoul of the common use language which has been used to defend the NFA since U.S. versus Miller way back in 1938, like 4 years after the NFA passed in the first place. It could jeopardize the whole NFA. It could even lean on the McCulloch versus Maryland decision on the First Amendment ruling, the power to tax is the power to destroy. I legit believe the entire NFA is on shifting sands, legally speaking, and could be one court ruling away from falling apart. So yeah, if this dumbass law managed to pass, it could still be a win for us. Well, friends, that's all I have for you today. But before I go, I just want to take the time to remind you to keep up the pressure on your Congress critters to oppose anti-gun lobbyist David Chipman as director of the AFT. Details are in the doobly-doo as always. And if you want to get email alerts for the best deals, projects we're working on, and the hottest stuff you missed on the ARFCOM forums, you'll also find a Linktree link down there in the doobly-doo for our newsletter. And remember, our robot overlords in the tube of views know what we want better than we do for ourselves, so they helpfully unsubscribe viewers from channels like ARFCOM, which express wrongthink. You guys know censorship makes puppies cry, and Captain America is very disappointed. So don't forget to check every now and then just to be sure you're still subscribed to us. And while you're at it, you may as well ring that notification bell so you never miss a word of our gun rights propaganda. If you want to help us keep bringing you banger content like this, please support the folks who support us. Not only does TNVC.com give you night vision with that cool, refreshing, never bitter taste that goes down smooth, they also have mounts, lights, and all sorts of other gear to make you the bump in the night. I love you.